Okay, hello everybody. That's Cherie and Beverly with Aging Backwards. Hey Beverly, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? We had a nice little visit before we hopped on together, huh?
We did, and I'll apologize already if my internet goes out because I don't know. You get those days where things sometimes just don't go your way, and with technology
With technology, you have no control most of the time.
and all this virtual learning and everything, but I have no excuse because I'm at my daughter's house and their internet is fine. I don't know why I'm having issues. But anyway, what is our topic today, Bev?
Oh, we have a great topic today. I'm so excited about this because I did it in my group a while back, and it is on reading labels. So how many of you go to the grocery store and you start shopping and you're just tossing stuff in your basket and you don't know what it is that you have? So we're going to talk about that.
True. And you go to the grocery store without a list and you're doomed. Or if you're hungry,
Oh
don't
yeah,
go to the grocery store
don't go when
hungry.
you're hungry. Okay, so let me try to pull up our presentation.
Sure.
This is always fun.
Well, and I'll just start. And I'm Cherie Lynn, and I have Cherie Lynn Inc., and I have a program called the Exhaustion Fix. So it's a 12-week program. And Beverly and I also wanted to mention our webinars that are coming up. And my webinar is called The 3 Ways I Got My Energy Back Without Exercise or Giving Up the Foods I Love. And that webinar will be coming up on the 15th of October. So
excited about that.
I am too. And you have one coming up as well, Bev.
Yes, mine is the Classy Pump program, and that kicks off on October the 8th, and I will actually be going for 6 weeks, so it concludes on the 22nd of November, and I will be doing a masterclass on that on this Friday, which is October the 9th. So super excited about it. Guys, come out and support. Great information for the ladies.
I am excited to watch it as well.
Well, thank you.
I'm excited. No, you're fine.
It's overwhelming, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you put your little baby out for the world, and it's just like, okay, be sweet to my baby.
Oh, you got this. You got this.
All right, that confidence. So as Cherie indicated, this is our backdrop. We're aging backwards with Cherie and Beverly, and we also have our coaches page. So Cherie, you want to formally introduce yourself to everyone?
I can. So hello, everybody. I'm Cherie Lynn, a culinary nutrition expert, health educator, certified consistency coach at Cherie Lynn Inc. I'm the founder of the Exhaustion Fix. I help exhausted, busy women learn how to eat to help put their hormones in check so they can start to feel awake again and fit into those jeans in the back of their closet. And I have a, what?
I say, yeah, you want to put on those tight little jeans.
Well, we all have those jeans in the back of our closet that, gosh, you can't get into them anymore. And you love them and you want to, and it's like, oh, and everything you try isn't working. So I, of course, had to put a program together for you. So on the bottom of the screen is my URL for my Essential Energy Boosters Guide. So if you would like that, just copy that and put that into the search bar, and you can grab that freebie from me.
Absolutely awesome. And I would encourage everyone to check that out because who can't use a little energy boost?
Exactly.
Awesome. So thanks, Cherie. So I'm Beverly. I'm a certified health and wellness coach, and my company is Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. I've coached clients who have lost over 50 pounds in 1 year, and I specialize in working with women in the area of menopause to help them elegantly transition into a healthy body and a lifestyle that's just much more organic to allow them to live a lifestyle that's just so much more in control and well-defined pre-menopause, because that's one of the things that we go through, hormonal shifts and things start happening, and we want to get them where we're in control and have life on our terms. So I encourage you to check out my website there. It is Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching.com.
Perfect.
So, the disclaimer, Cherie, if you will do the honors, please.
Absolutely. Okay, so this information is for educational and informational purposes only and solely as a self-help tool for your own use. We're not providing medical, psychological, or nutritional therapy advice. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problems or illnesses without consulting your own medical practitioner. So always seek the advice of your own medical practitioner and or a mental health provider about your specific health situation. For the full disclaimer for both Beverly and I, just go to that big URL there if you want to read the full disclaimer. Everything is in there. Sure.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And so we will move along to our major subject for today. We're talking about food labels and grocery shopping. So who hasn't gone to the grocery store and decide like, I'm going to conquer my list or just wing it and find you have all this stuff in your grocery cart and oh my God, it doesn't really serve you. So we're health coaches. We're about helping you lose weight, live healthy, and have a lifestyle that's much more conducive to supporting your goals and objectives in life. So you got to be healthy to do that. So one of the things that I have been a proponent is shopping the perimeter of the grocery store. So what about you, Cherie? Have you heard of your clients talking about shopping the perimeter?
Absolutely. If you stay to the outside of the grocery store, you're going to stay where the produce, your fruits, your vegetables, and then around to the meat case and to the dairy, and you're going to avoid a lot of that high processed food in the middle. Yeah. There's a couple of aisles that you still need to go down. You know, you have to find, if you're looking for the almond flour or the avocado mayo or some of those items, you do have to go down the aisles for those. You learn where they are, but yeah, stay around the perimeter. Yeah,
that's where the best foods are that's going to serve your goals of health and wellness. One of the things that I specifically like to do is just kind of go around to certain areas that I know I need what I want and keep moving instead of just perusing the entire store, because you will end up picking up a lot of items, but there's certain key things that I always need whenever I go in the store. And I'm one of these people, like, I don't like to spend an hour in something in the grocery store. I just don't. But one of the things that I know I always need when I go to the grocery store is limes. I do my lemon water every morning and I love having my limes. And I'll go straight into the produce section and look for my limes. And you do the lemon water every morning, right, Cherie?
I do the lemon water in the morning, and there are certain things I like limes with as well. I think you more so than I do, but I like to have my lemons in the morning.
Yeah, it's just a good way to kick off the day, do a little mini detox. And I love to add a little lime to my water throughout. I just love limes. And it goes great with like tequila.
Hey, you got to have that too.
But it does go great with Mexican food. I love Mexican food.
Well, and we're all about real life too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you can't restrict yourself from having the fun things as well. So
absolutely, it's about balance and understanding, you know, how to incorporate the things you like and then focusing on the things that you really need to supplement your body's nourishment with nutritious foods with vitamins and minerals to keep you on your toes so you can go and conquer the day.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to look at ingredients that you need to check for when you're in the grocery store and you find that, okay, you've covered the perimeter of the store, those items didn't most likely have barcodes that you have to read and figure out like what the contents in some items now, they're starting to put some barcode on some vegetables. I've seen that happen now. But overall, you're going to have to be cognizant about these labels as you're going down the inner parts of the aisles, the center. So when you're looking at, you know, a package, you know what's on the package. And one of the main ones that was a big concern many years ago was trans fats. I think that overall they pretty much banned trans fats and you shouldn't find them, but I think you might get some items that come from international suppliers and they might have some trans fats on the label. So that's something you want to be mindful of, because these are things that will cause your cholesterol level to increase and affect your heart, and you can have like cardiovascular problems. So be mindful of trans fats on your labels. Yeah. Any shares on the trans fat?
On the label too, you can you can watch the sodium levels, the cholesterol, the trans fat, all of that is listed right there on the label. So it's just a matter of reading those labels
Mhm.
and knowing how to like separate it out on what your goals are.
Right, exactly.
So,
And as we go through the ingredients to check for on your labels, at the very end of this slide deck, I actually have a label example where we kind of go through it and we'll be able to identify the different items that are in those labels. So stick with us, even though some of this might not be able to be tracked if you're not used to looking at label. We will have an example for you. But another one is the white starches. Especially for me, I work with women in menopause, and the white stuff is toxic to your body over periods when you're using it in excess, like your flour that's white, your rice that's white, your pasta that's white. Like all of this stuff is just processing into your body and causing your blood glucose levels to spike, and you're just like, it's equivalent to eating sugar all day. It's like your insulin is like way off the charts. So yeah, one of the things I am very, very cognizant of is very minimal amounts of things from those categories. If I have a night when me and my husband go out for dinner and we go to Italian restaurant, like I love Italian, but I do that like maybe a couple times a year. It's just everything is pasta, but I have to be cognizant, like this is a treat and I don't eat like this all the time. And what is it, like your breads and your muffins and like, no, I can't have those things.
well, and one of the things that my clients have told me is, well, I don't crave sugar. I don't crave sugar. I said, yeah, but you are craving the white flour, the white rice, the pasta, the white bread. And they don't realize that as soon as they eat that, that raises their blood sugar levels because that converts to sugar as soon as it hits their system. So they're looking at that as cookies and cake, and I'm like, no, there's your white starches. And that's the difference, the big difference. And so that's why they crave that, is because it just triggers the blood sugar.
Yeah, and it is
So
an absolute craving. I was listening to someone a couple of days ago. They've been having some health problems, and they said the doctor kept telling them, like, you got to cut out the carbs, you got to cut out the carbs, and they keep running into these same health problems. And they're like, well, I'm not eating the cookies, and I'm not eating the crackers, and I'm not eating like some of these other stuff, but they love pasta, and they were enjoying a lot of pasta and a lot of rice. And it's like, you know what? You may as well have had some of those other items. Like, you have to minimize that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but if you just take a little baby step and move away from the white rice and start getting some brown rice, or getting some rice that has a blend of some vegetables, or quinoa. I love quinoa, and that's one of the things that I have now that replaces my rice.
Well, cauliflower rice is very good. It's very easy. You can even buy it frozen as a cheat, and just, it comes in the package and you can just warm it up. So, I'm all about finding ways that you can like cheat on things because you don't have the time. So the pasta, you can also get like the zucchini, the spaghetti squash, and you can find all of that in the produce section.
True.
Already done for you because you don't have time.
Right.
So
that's another way to maximize time. You just go into the store and it's already ready to go. And I love to have it raw, put some pasta marinara sauce on top of it. That's really good. Or you can saute it a little bit lightly in some olive oil and put some Parmesan cheese. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I was actually in a restaurant. This has been a little bit ago, because we're in a pandemic right now. So a lot of restaurants that we normally would frequent are not available. They're doing some minimal menus. But there was a Thai restaurant that we used to go to. I absolutely enjoy going to. And they have pad thai, and I love pad thai. They have pad thai that instead of using the noodles, they use the zucchini noodles to make the pad thai. So I thought
Nice.
that was an amazing swap because you find people, they love certain types of food, and sometimes the restaurants are not capable of making the shift into a healthier
Hmm.
version. And this Thai restaurant had been able to successfully do that. It was really good too.
That's awesome because if anyone is gluten intolerant or has different allergies to things, you know,
Mhm.
they're doing that for them. So that's
Yeah.
great. That's
And that's something that, even though a lot of the restaurants are moving into trying to accommodate people who have these dietary needs going forward, but a lot of stores, some companies have realized that that's a need, and they're starting to market this and package it into, availability for you to pick up in the store. So,
hmm.
one of the things that I was told many, many years ago to make going to the grocery store exciting is pick up one new item
Hmm.
that you haven't used before. And it comes to, it's like, it's a search, like, what new item am I going to incorporate? And it makes it
Yeah.
exciting, and you end up having a whole new twist on a meal by trying something new and different.
Hmm. That's a great idea.
Hmm.
Try something new. We get so like in our ways, especially the older we get. There's just certain things that we like, and you have to try new things. Or if you didn't like something 10 years ago, it doesn't mean that you don't like it now.
Hmm.
Because our
Yeah.
taste, things change.
Yeah, because you think about the cauliflower, that's a good example. Because when I was
Hmm.
growing up, I always had cauliflower, but we kind of had it as like chunks of cauliflower that was steamed or sauteed or something in the pan, and just like, and that's one texture. And I love cauliflower. I can eat cauliflower any way you give it to me. But now you have like cauliflower pizza crust.
Right. You
Isn't
didn't
that
make
amazing?
Yeah, you didn't make pizza crust out of cauliflower. You didn't make cauliflower rice.
Mm,
My mother and my grandmother never made it like that. These are all new things.
yes,
Try it.
absolutely.
Just try some of the things. That's all.
Yeah, that's a good one to try if you love pizza, because I love pizza. I
Hmm.
can't tell you the last time I've been to a pizzeria and had pizza, like, but I had a friend of mine who came over and visited. She's like, oh, I'm going to make this great pizza for you. And she's like, well, where's the cauliflower? I'm like, I always have plenty of cauliflower. I had some frozen in the refrigerator, in the freezer. I had two cauliflowers that were whole with the, packaging
Hmm.
florets. And then I also had some little bags of cauliflower. So she liked the little bags because she was able to, I think she ended up squeezing the water out of it to make it really, really dry. So it wasn't really moist. And she mixed it with some
Yeah.
type of cheese,
Hmm.
and she added some herbs to it. And before she could actually make the pizza, I think she put the pizza crust in the oven and got it really nice and crispy. And then she was
Yep.
going to pull it out and put all the toppings on it. And everybody was curious, like, how does a pizza crust taste? And everybody was just nibbling on the pizza crust, that there wasn't even a full pizza crust for her to make the pizza out of.
They
But
were
everybody was
curious.
so surprised that, you can make this a pizza crust, and it was delicious.
Yeah, and they were so curious, weren't they?
Yeah, but I
They all
think
had to
now
try
you can
it.
actually go in the store and they have these pre-made pizza crusts that are from cauliflower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the amount of things that are out there for us to try are fabulous. We just have to know where to find them
Mhm.
and be willing to try new things.
Yeah. So I
Try
guess the
new things.
takeaway on this one is try something new, but look at the label.
Hmm. Yeah, but look at the labels. So, yeah, which leads us into high fructose corn syrup. Hmm, which tends to be in everything. So even your barbecue sauces and I mean
Condiments.
all your condiments, and so
Even
just
in the like kids sugary drinks, like they have like some of the yogurt
mm-hmm.
drinks for kids. You
Yeah.
have to think about that you're trying to do healthy options for the little ones, but then as a
Mm-hmm.
parent, you have to look at the package and realize, like, what's in this that I need to be concerned that my child is consuming.
Right. Right.
So
And
tapioca syrup is referenced here. I remember seeing that on a package, and I was thinking initially, this was quite a while ago, like, oh, tapioca is good.
Mm-hmm.
But tapioca syrup, like, you never really think
Yeah.
about it. But that's a form of, this high fructose corn syrup. Like, you don't want to have that in your packaging for yourself or your kids. And it's just, it's hidden under so many different names.
When they start changing the names to, hide it on you, it's very difficult. You have to really keep up with it,
Right, which I think
you
is so,
know.
prudent that we're doing this conversation around labels and
Mm-hmm.
understanding what's on your packages and how the names are being
Right.
hidden from you, that you don't
Mm-hmm.
even realize that, this is what you're consuming.
Yeah, we don't put that in our product anymore, but if we tweak it and we give it another name, yeah.
Things okay. But we're revealing this to you. So kudos for being here. So this is another one, the sweeteners. Like this
Yep.
is, oh, so frustrating. I know you have a thing about the sodas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I'm not a
do.
big proponent of sodas. They are just filled with these hidden sugars, and people are drinking them, several in the course of a day. I was just stunned how many sodas that people can consume in the course of a day. And you've got all of these toxic sugars, isn't it? Because it's not even sugar, it's some man-made substance that they come up
Mm-hmm.
with to try to trick your brain into thinking you're having sugar, but it's not. I mean, it's under the name of like Equal, and this is Sweet and Low, I think. It's, what is the other one? NutraSweet was on there. Splenda's on there.
Splenda. Yep.
So many.
So if they haven't heard my spiel on the diet sodas, is the diet soda, you think that you're doing well because it's 0 calorie, but it's artificial sweetener. But the thing is, it's insulinogenic, which means it's still going to raise your blood sugar because it's just like sugar.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you see someone with a diet soda in one hand and a candy bar in the other hand because they complement each other. So, and I'm sitting here drinking a soda, but I have Zevia, which is made from stevia. So it's a little, to
Water.
me, it's caffeine free. I want a little something. Sometimes I do that at my daughter's house because she has it available for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I drink water, and Bev always
Yeah.
has her fancy
Yeah, that was
glasses
ahead
that
right
she
here.
drinks water out of.
Yeah, this is just water in my beautiful, I love a beautiful stem glass. So
Mhm.
yeah, I enjoy my waters. And this actually happens to be a sparkling water. And so it's like flavored. So I enjoy, having my
Yep.
water that's, I think this one is like grapefruit flavored. I love grapefruit.
Yep,
But
and that's a
I can't have
perfect
the
one.
grapefruit juice. The grapefruit juice has something like 39 grams of sugar in it. If you bought a bottle of
Mhm.
grapefruit juice, 39 grams of sugar. That's
Yep.
insane.
Yep.
So
You
I do sparkling waters.
sparkling waters, and yep, you have to realize how much sugar is in the
The
juices.
juices.
The
Yes.
juices.
Yes. Yeah.
And you would be better off having an orange or having a grapefruit and having the fiber.
Because you have the fiber in it. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So,
And one of the things that I would tell you, if you are one of these people that loves their juices, and I love grapefruit juice, I keep telling you, I love it. But sometimes I might have some grapefruit juice on hand, and I will maybe put like a third or a quarter grapefruit juice and pour the rest with water, sparkling water. And
okay.
then that would be a nice little treat for me. But I tell you, I have to put plenty of sparkling water or water in it because the taste of the sugar in this juice is so like intense for me. I can't take it. I just absolutely can't like
Okay.
drink a glass of juice straight. Like I can't do that. The orange juice is like, oh,
Oh, I usually add water to orange juice.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah, it's too thick for me if it's store bought
And
like
that's
that.
the truth. It is thick
Yeah,
now.
it's
It's not
thicker.
like a thin water.
Hmm.
It's so full of
Hmm.
stuff. And one of the things that I want to point out that we have under the artificial sweeteners is the names that you can see for some of these sweeteners. So there's like
Hmm.
sucrose, glucose. I can't even pronounce some of these. Iso, maltose,
Well,
and then dextrose and maltose. Like all of these different names to trick you into thinking that, oh, it's not sugar.
if you can't pronounce it, stay away from it. So if you have anything with ingredients that you can't, you're like, huh, what? But stay away from that product.
Yeah.
And if the ingredient list is like so long, stay away from that product because it's full of preservatives.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just go down
Mhm.
to the next bullet where we're talking about the preservatives.
Right,
Those look like codes for something.
right.
BH2, BH, like what is all of this stuff? Sodium benzoate, sulfite. Now I do know sulfites are in wines, which a lot of companies are trying
Mhm.
to minimize the amount of sulfates, but these are things that are preserving products so they can stay on the shelf. Why?
Right, right.
Why are we toxifying our bodies with all this? And another thing about it, these preservatives is like the way your body's set up is like you have these fat cells, and fat cells are usually just a specific number per person, but they're usually very tight and they're packed together. But as you eat over time or consume things over time, these preservatives, these toxicities, your body does not know how to process them, use them for any viable nutritional value. So what happens is your little fat cells are deposited with all of these preservatives and fat and other things, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you look at these people have this like big girth. There's a
Mhm.
variety of things that's happening to them. You have to detox your body to remove and eliminate these things. So be cognizant of all of the preservatives that are in your foods. Like the one that talks about the nitrates that are in processed meats. We almost did a 0 on processed meats, like I think, hot dogs, I think bologna, and so, I don't know, whatever's in the lunch meat. Like we had to stop almost purchasing those because they were causing high blood pressure, specifically in some family members I know. But I had come across some literature that was saying like these chemicals were wreaking havoc in people's health. And just think about it, how many little kids are having these little snackable trays with all of these different things in the little compartments? I'm like, it's almost criminal.
Yeah, if you don't get me started on what I see
I
at the
was like,
school
I'm
having
getting
lunch.
going off here. I'm sorry, but
Yep. No,
it's just
I
so
I
wrong.
agree. I
And you're
work
in the education system working with kids all the time, so you can address this.
well, I watch what the children eat at lunchtime. And I have raised concern, and it's, do I want to battle that at my school? It's really budgetary. It comes down to what is cheapest, and your cheaper foods are your highly processed foods. And the one thing that I hear people say, but health food is so expensive. But if you buy healthy food, it's going to stay with you longer in your system. It's going to have the good fiber in there. It's going to keep you satiated for longer. Why are you hungry after you have chips and highly processed foods?
Void of
Because it's not
nutrition.
staying with you because it's garbage. It goes right through your system. So the healthy food is going to be a little bit more expensive,
Mhm.
but it's going to give you all the vitamins and nutrients, and it's going to keep you, like you had a great explanation in one of our webinars a couple back and said, do you want to give it to the doctors and pay the medical bills, or do you want to buy the better food,
Mhm.
and keep the disease and illnesses at bay and keep your immune system up? It's up to you on where you
Right.
want to spend your money and what your priorities are.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, everything comes down to
One or the other. So you might as well
right. And
pay the
sometimes it comes
extra
down
few
to budgets.
bucks and take care of yourself.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
and I also do know that organic is even more expensive most of the time, not all the time. It depends on the stores, but you don't have to buy organic. It's a choice.
Yeah.
I would
And
prefer you
some
to
things you don't even have to have them organic. So things that
no,
have an outer covering, like a banana, that's
right.
not really necessary. Or if you bought
Yep.
coconut, the inner.
So if it has a peel on it, you're fine. But is it better to eat the head of broccoli that's not organic
You want that.
rather than the bag of chips? Well, of course.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, does it have to be organic? No, it doesn't have to be.
Mhm.
Do I prefer it? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a better choice than buying
True.
the
Very
other
true.
highly
You
processed.
have those
So
options. I totally
you
agree.
have those options.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it just comes down to, like, for school lunch and stuff, it comes down to budgets
Yeah.
and what's cheapest, and it's not always what's best nutritiously for the children. So
Yeah, and that's the thing.
yeah.
It's, you're doing it to the children. Their little bodies are just starting to grow and develop. And
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah,
I had the money to change the world, Sherry.
I know. And then your next bullet here, Bev, is artificial colors, and
Oh my goodness.
avoid, anything with blue 1 and 2 and green 3 and red 3 and yellow 6. I would even add red number 40, because red number 40 gives me issues. So it's
Mhm.
green number 3 and red number 40 for me.
Mhm.
And also, if you talk about the children too, sometimes you'll have behavioral problems that are, you know,
True.
related to these
Very true.
artificial colors. And that's another thing that, parents can look at too, is what preservatives and artificial colors are doing that is causing certain behaviors in your children.
Correct. And they're trying to justify that with giving these kids all of these medicines to counter the problem that can be addressed by just removing the artificial colors. There are
Mm-hmm.
times when, medication is required, but like try to go the path of least resistance to find out if your child is having some reaction to some of these colors. One of the things that I would share that I came across in some article, this was some years ago, but there was a group of moms here in the US who was challenging one of the manufacturers that made macaroni and cheese. There's like two different versions of macaroni and cheese. Kids, they love macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's a staple for little, probably toddlers to,
Right.
elementary school children. And there was a version of macaroni and cheese that was a US version, and then there was a version that was used over in Europe.
Right.
And the difference was the colorings that Europe was not allowing this manufacturer to use in their macaroni and cheese.
Right.
And the US version has this because the coloring is so enticing and it's luring to the children,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very toxic. So there was finally a decision that was made from all of these mothers coming together and voicing their opinion about that version. I think their sales like plummeted, and they had to modify their ingredient to mirror the same that they were providing over in Europe. So there is something that we need to be cognizant of when it comes to these artificial colors.
Well, and there are several products like that we allow in the States that Europe does not allow.
Mhm.
Um, for mac and cheese, and one of the things you can buy is the Annie's. You've got, better ingredients in the Annie's mac and cheese.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there are some substitutes that you can purchase.
Right.
You just have to dig a little bit to find them, figure out what you can replace it with.
And hopefully the shares that we're
Mhm.
discussing here is the impetus for you to think more about your packaging and reading your labels and making decisions to provide a better um, food or meal or options for having health as a priority rather than just be marketed to and succumb to the marketing of these companies.
Right, because we want you to make educated decisions
Right.
based on what you need and your goals for yourself and your family.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I feel like we've been on a tangent there for a while, but it's just the passion that we
Hey.
want you to be healthy and be cognizant and know that you do have the power to decide,
Mhm.
what's going to come into your home and how you're going to nourish your family. So the
Yeah.
next slide is what I was talking about initially, an
Mhm.
example of what a label looks like and how you can read it and how you can navigate it and understand what's there. And also make decisions based on what type of healthy diet you want to subscribe to. Me personally, I try to keep away from things that have sugar. On the label here, it should break out how much sugar is in your specific product. On this label here, there doesn't seem to be any sugar because we have line items that indicate what the different ingredients are, what's the percentage of content there is of that item, and then a breakdown of the vitamins and nutrients that were in this item as well. So I had a couple of questions here to test your knowledge. And the first one was asking you, well, how many calories is in this particular item on this food label? So if you look at the very top, it should show you calories right there. So if we're looking at the calories, how many calories are listed in this particular item that we have as an example? We're talking 85 calories.
Right.
So that's good to know. So if you're one of those people that are, you know, trying to track how many calories you're consuming, so you would look right here to indicate, okay, this is how many calories in this particular item that we're looking for at this particular label. And Cherie, jump in anywhere you deem necessary because you are the person that is a nutritionist. So I know that there's probably things for
the other thing that I would state about the amount per serving is there's always a serving size, and different companies are going to tell you different serving sizes. So you really, like, maybe for a cereal, one company has a 1 cup serving, and then a different company might have a 3/4 cup serving for theirs. So you have to watch that because it's 85 calories per serving.
Per serving, yeah.
Which, you know, like if I had a bowl of cereal, I'm probably going to have 2 servings. So, you know, I have to double that, or, yeah, you just have to watch and do the math.
Correct.
Really have to do the
Some
math.
packaging, it will say this is a 1/2 cup or this is a cup in a serving on this label. It doesn't say, but it would be right up here what it says per serving. It would be listed there.
And it's not set by like the US that way. It's set by the individual company on what their serving size is. So it isn't uniform across the board. So, and then something like, say the mac and cheese, you know, there's 2.5 servings per box. Well, how much does it make? You got to try to figure it out.
Yeah. You have to do the
know, so it does get confusing in that realm because you're like, okay, 85, you know, if you're trying to count calories and you're trying to watch it, you know, so yeah.
And then also sometimes the packaging will say this contains 6 servings in this particular packaging. Sometimes it will break it out and let you know how many servings are within that package.
And then your
really simple version here.
So then your trans fats, your cholesterol and sodium, those are things to watch for and try to eliminate or lower in your diet.
And a lot of people who have problems with their health, the doctor might say something about, hey, you need to keep the sodium really low. So this is where you would indicate, where it would be indicated on the label, how much sodium is in this package.
And sugars would be in there too.
Correct.
A lot of labels will have the sugars on there. And I watch that, like I know you do too. I'm big on watching how much sugar is in there. So
yeah, because there's like some people who, they say, I want to do like a sugar challenge and I want to have no sugar for an entire week. Well, this is what those little hidden sugars would be if, let's say, you had a condiment and let's say it was a ketchup. And you're like, well, I'm not having any candy or any cakes, but then you have some ketchup and you put it on, you know, your dinner, and there might be, you know, 4 or 5 grams of sugar here on your label for the ketchup or any condiment. Like that would totally nullify your no sugar challenge.
Right. And the thing is, they're not aware of it. They're not aware that they added the extra sugar and then that was the problem. And what am I doing wrong? And they're trying everything. But then there's that little thing that they just didn't know to eliminate.
Right. And that's the thing. To me, it's almost as if it's a agenda to put sugar in everything.
Well,
Try to have something with no sugar. Medicine has sugar in it.
but it makes it taste better, Bev.
Yeah, and it keeps you addicted to sugar. Like you gotta
It
have sugar.
does.
I had some elderberry that I've been trying to take. I have like the liquid form, and then I actually came across some elderberry gummies. And I was like, now this is awful that these gummies are already, you know, some type of sugar to them, but it's really convenient to grab a gummy when I'm trying to run out
Yeah.
of sugar. But these gummies look like they were rolled in sugar. It has sugar crystals all around this gummy.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Oh,
Why is it necessary to do that? Probably satisfy the taste buds of the little kid. Like, huh, you can have a gummy
yeah.
and it's got a lot of sugar on it. And then the kid's like, oh, those are good. Give me 3 or 4 of those little gummies.
I don't even think that has to cover up any sour taste with elderberry, you know?
No, it was
I don't
totally unnecessary. It is
totally.
and I get so frustrated every time I take one, but I try to, okay, so they got me. So yeah, just be mindful. I think one of the last thing I asked, like, oh, at the bottom, it indicated like, can you specify the vitamins? So there's like a solid bar below the protein, and then it breaks down here. Like there's vitamin A and vitamin C listed down in the package. Yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes there's a fiber line on there. There's the protein line.
Yeah, at the very bottom.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Each label's a little bit different.
Correct.
So
this is just an example, but this is, I thought, cleaner and simpler to follow than some of the other more labels.
And
so
the other thing I wanted to say about the ingredients list too is it starts by the most weight. So if sugar is like your first line item on your ingredients, that means it has a lot. So if it's the last one on your ingredient list, it means there's less than. So it goes by weight for your ingredients list, just so you know.
There you go. Great item to point out. So hopefully you were able to pass the test on reading your labels, and I trust that we made it interesting and fun and gave you a lot to think about. I absolutely think that this is foundational when you're thinking about your health and your shopping. You need to know what's in your packaging. You would be surprised what's in your packaging as well.
Right.
So share your last thoughts on the label.
I do. I had just a couple of more notes here, and that was, I wanted to make sure that I stated that the foods with a lot of ingredients are your highly processed foods. The less ingredients, the better. I just want to like hone on that. And the protein and the good fat are going to keep you fuller longer. It's going to be better for your body. So the healthy fats are good for your heart and your skin, and just going to keep you satiated longer. So really
and the good fats would be like your avocado, your nuts and your seeds. So keep that in mind. Like your eggs are good with the healthy fats. So
but you just stated things that had one ingredient.
True, very true.
Less ingredients, natural ingredients. You don't have to even worry about reading a label.
Very true.
Less is more. Less is more.
Yeah. Also.
Yep.
Well, that was a good ad. I really appreciate you bringing that into the conversation.
Thank you.
To understand, simpler is better.
Yes, simplify.
So then, as always, we'd like to know if you had any questions. We're here to support you on your health goals. If there's a topic of interest that you would like for us to research and have a conversation and a video around, we would love to do that. We have our YouTube channel. We ask that you like and subscribe and share, and we always appreciate having you here and watching us. So Cherie, any more that you would like to add to this section?
Not really. Just if you need anything, just private message either one of us. I work more with exhausted, busy women that are trying to get back into their jeans in the back of the closet, and Beverly is working with those in menopause stage, trying to lose that extra that they've, taken on. And if you want my ebook. It's listed on the bottom there. It's called
There you go.
Essential Energy Boosters. And everyone is, if you're interested, come to my webinar on October 15th. It's called The 3 Ways I Got My Energy Back Without Exercise or Giving Up the Foods I Love.
Awesome.
So
We appreciate that, Cherie. And again, I'm Beverly with Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. All of my contact information is here, my Facebook, my website, Instagram, and Cherie and I's joint YouTube page. And as Cherie mentioned, I am also going to be doing a masterclass this upcoming week, which was Friday. It's going to be October the 9th, and I will be talking about my program, the Classy Pump. So as Cherie indicated, we have lots going on. We love the area of health and wellness, and we're always working to bring great content to you. We love for you to come and share and be a part of our masterclass, and check out our website. If we can help you in any way, we are happy to do so. Any closing words, Cherie?
absolutely here for you. So just message us, even if you want a new topic. We love research and we'd love to look it up for you.
Absolutely.
Love to share it with you.
Well, take care.
So,
thanks for being here. We so appreciate having you here.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
All right. Take care.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.